Hey guys, Michael Smith here, the Beachbanger, and once again, I'm in my backyard. Now, the 4th of July is over, all the fireworks are gone, alright, the party's over with, and now it's time to look back and reflect on the fun we've had, and moving forward. I want to do a summer show debriefing. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk about my show, you know. I'm going to talk about how things went and hit some of the highlights and some of the low points in the show. If you want to hear about it, then keep watching. But if this isn't really your thing, that's fine. You know, I come from a military background and law enforcement, so it's all they always do these debriefings after they have training exercises, operations, and all that good stuff. Anyway, before I say anything else, I want to mention my bandana here. This is a new bandana that I wore especially for my summer show. It says it's America 250th celebration bandana. I thought it looked really cool. All right, and I forgot to mention that, so I just wanted to do that. Anyway, let's get started with this little assessment here. First thing I want to say is that overall, the show went really well. Okay. The second thing I want to mention is I used my Billisan 1200 firing system during my show, and I can report that I had 100% fire rate with my Billisan. I was really nervous about using that because it was a big part of my show. If the timing wasn't right, if the leads didn't go off, man, it'd be embarrassing. You know, I had to be there'd be a lot of delays, you know. But luckily for me, everything went off. And the reason why that happened is because the day before the show, I watched a bunch of videos online about using this type of system. There was a guy, I think his channel's like UFKR, but basically he talked about taking, some side cutters, fuse cutters, and cutting like diagonally across the fuses to expose more black powder. And also, I took electric tape and I wrapped up the connections, and so that gave me a 100% firing rate. Every one of my leads fired when I pressed that button, and that made me very happy. Some things that happened in the show that I'm not real pleased with is that there was a few errors and mishaps. One of the ball shells had a malfunction. I'm not sure what was wrong with it, but these fireworks aren't 100%, and a firework blew up pretty right there in front of the crowd, and a lot of debris sprayed across them, and actually some of the people actually kind of got up and left or backed away, and so I heard about that after the show. I saw it when it happened, and here's a little video. Here's a portion of the video. I didn't catch the entirety of that explosion because I was looking up higher and when it happened. So here's a little bit of a portion of a video you can see for yourself of that firework going off or breaking low. All right, and also here's another video. You can see where people are backing away or leaving the show. Yeah, that wasn't a very good thing about the show. That was a low point in the show. From what I understand and what I've been told, nobody got seriously injured, so that's a good thing. But something else that happened during the intro of my video, I had these small 1-inch ball shells attached to my cake board. Okay, the cake board went off, but my zip ties, I guess my zip ties were too tight, and so the fusing didn't do too well. There was a long delay in the fuse. I mean, a really long delay. It was like a slow burn, barely a burn at all. So the ball shells didn't go off, and I knew that during that time I was like, well, my ball shells didn't go off. I thought maybe I don't know what happened. But anyways, at the end of the show, when everybody's walking away and leaving, those ball shells start going off. So obviously the zip ties were too tight around the fuse, and I guess that fuse finally caught on, you know, later on. Another mishap, or not really a mishap, but a scare, is the 500-gram cake containing the girandoli. When it shot off, it went up in the air over the heads of the people. It exploded over the road, and I guess the girandoli fell into the swamp behind the road. There was never no fires as a result, so I'm guessing that girandoli went into the water. Damage assessment. During the finale, my finale board burnt the hell out of my serpent rack. As you can see here, my serpent rack took quite a bit of damage. Now, the integrity of the board is still pretty strong. It's still serviceable, but it charred it pretty good. I'm talking about my turnout, the fans themselves. I invited a lot of people there, but I didn't invite too many people because of the location. I know it was a dead-end road, and there might be a traffic issue. And also, I didn't want a bunch of cars parked down there drawing attention to law enforcement. Not that the fireworks are going to draw attention, because they're going to draw attention. But during all the prep work and all the, you know, before the show, I didn't want a bunch of people down there, you know, to attract attention from law enforcement. As far as the turnout, there was quite a bit of people down there, people that I did not know was there. And there were a lot of people seated there at the fireworks. There were people standing on the road also. And further down, there was traffic coming off Highway 98. They're pulling off the side of the road and watching my fireworks too. That's a good thing, you know, because you come off that bridge, you can see those fireworks going off, and a lot of people just stopped and started watching them from the roadside. Another good thing, I'd like to say that I had no harassment from law enforcement. No law enforcement came down there. I was expecting FWC down there at some point, but they never showed up, thankfully. There was actually a few community events going on in the area, so I guess it kind of drew some of their attention away from what I was doing, thank God. So no law enforcement officer came down there and harassed me. I mean, I wasn't really expecting that to happen, but it was always in my mind because it was the 3rd of July and now the 4th. The weather was pretty good. It was very, very, very hot early on, but and it was really windy. Luckily the wind died down a little bit, not much, but it did die down a little bit. So that's a good thing. Again, overall, the show was very good. There was a few delays in some of the firings. I made a few errors in my timing with the fuses and some of the product. I got the timing wrong on my fuse, but you know, they didn't really care. I mean, overall it was a very good show, I believe. It's probably my most successful show as far as organization wise. It was a pretty organized show. Everybody there seemed to have a great time. They, you know, hoot and hollered and carried on. And looking back, I can say that my Summer Show 2026, Raising Hell in Highview, was a success. I had my buddy John Gilmore down there with his family. He did some drone footage for me. It's always nice to have. Some of those clips that have audio, so I've added music to it. There were other friends and family that showed up that I was happy to see. Okay, so I guess that pretty much wraps up this debriefing on my summer show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to putting on shows in the future. All right, so until next time, I'm Michael Smith, the Beachbanger. Keep banging.